It is hot in here, folks. It is hot. Yes, sir. I'm going to, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. If I go this way, I can't really go live on TikTok, can I? It's kind of funny. Let's just do, let's do Instagram, for instance. We're going to go live. Add a title. Talk. Oh. About gear. Let's get some Instagram people in here. Q&A. Let's try that. Let's try that. All right. We'll put it on this fancy little phone stand here and just let it do its thing. Maybe. Hello. Now the microphone's in my face. That's fine. All right, guys. It is stinking hot. I don't know about you or where you're from, but it's burning it up here in Nashville. Technically Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where I'm at, but the whole entire Middle Tennessee area is just scorching. It is scorching hot. But we're not going to let that get us down. I'm going to bring up the preamp on this microphone just a little bit. Check 1, 2. Check. All right. I'm only using a microphone and the output of the Fender Tone Master Pro, which I did dial in some awesome little drive pedals lately. All right, I'm going to leave it right over here by my left foot so I can switch things around. So what's a very interesting concept here is, do you like to get your overdrive from pedals or from the amp itself? And if it's the amp, is it a multi-channel amp or is it just a single channel amp that you just crank up? So that's really the question. Right now in this preset, I have a Fender Princeton Reverb with some ambient type stuff going on. You can turn that off. Uh-oh. I haven't played this guitar in a while. Anyway, so there you go. It's just a nice clean-ish kind of sound. If I put it on the neck pickup, it's just a good mellow, jazzy kind of tone. Regardless if you're using single coils, if you're using humbuckers, stuff like that. So let's see here. Yes, I'm going live on Instagram. All right, cool. Nice Strat. Yeah, this is the Reverend Gil Paris model, which somebody probably should have kept, because this is a great little instrument. No, this has been on Marketplace for months now, and just nobody wants it. Nobody. Nobody wants this thing. I don't know if it's because if it's a Reverend on the headstock or what, but in all intents and purposes, if you just cover that up, right, it looks like a Fender Strati type something or other. So, but what I like about it more than Fenders is it has this nice Wilkinson trim, and it's floating, so it's just off the body, so I can go back, I can go forward. And this has the Fishman Fluence pickups, which you do have to charge every 300-ish hours over here in the input area. But other than that, I mean, they're noiseless, they're dead quiet. I can put tons of gain on them, and they sound really good. And yeah. So, for instance, here's a Royal Tone. Okay, I'm going to tune, because this is what you do. Yeah, I think if you're someone who buys and sells all the time and expects to get a decent amount of money back from the sale of something, then yeah, I could see you going with a name brand like Gibson or Fender, or I guess PRS. PRS holds their value pretty well. I don't know. Chapman definitely does not hold their resale value. I tried selling 2 Chapmans on Marketplace, and they just would not budge at all. So I ended up trading for a PRS CE24, and then I sold the CE24 for like $1,500 or something. So, which the 2 guitars I was selling was around $700 to $800 a piece anyway. So I pretty much got what I wanted out of that deal. So anyway, looking at the Instagram here. What's up, fellers? The Roberto and whoever. So if y'all have any questions, either on YouTube or Instagram, let me know and I can address everything, everything there. So yeah, I love the black Strat with the white pickups and the white knobs. It reminded me of that David Gilmour-ish type Strat that he played. This has a Palfaro fingerboard on it, and it looks pretty close to Rosewood, I would think. I haven't compared Rosewood and Palfaro in a back-to-back in a long time, but they're pretty close. Let's see. What's your opinion or experience on Mexican Strats Ventura 2? I haven't tried the Ventura 2 yet. The Mexican Strat is pretty much on par with the Player Series Stratocasters. And I honestly haven't really owned a Fender guitar in a very long time. I've been more into the Reverend name brand, and also Kiesel makes some good S-style guitars, but they are custom, and they are going to be in that custom price range. So I have briefly looked at the Ventura before, and they look great. They look really, really cool. For some reason, my TV is not turning on. There it goes. Had to. I think the batteries maybe in my remote are going bad. Come on. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. The batteries are going bad. So, I say any instrument that you can get for $400 to $600 in that range. That's a good starting point to where if you needed to upgrade some components, then you could. Like whether you wanted a different bridge, like this Wilkinson bridge that comes stock on all Reverend guitars. Or maybe you wanted locking tuners that come stock on all Reverend guitars. And honestly, that's why I don't really mess with Fender anymore. Because when you buy a Reverend, it's already upgraded in the areas that you would want to upgrade a guitar anyway. And then if you find a Reverend's at a used price around that $700 to $800 range, then you're coming out ahead. I think you're doing really good. So back to clean tone here. Let's see. I'm going to turn up the volume of this Tone Master Pro here. Okay. Now, I know a few guys that are using the Tone Master Pro exclusively to live stream into their phone. And that's cool. But I like the convenience of Ecamm Live and being able to switch between different things. Like if I'm doing that or if I'm doing, maybe that kind of thing. Or it doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment because I don't have another thing to look at. But this is what I'm doing. So, Tarzan X, what have you found that you like about the Fender stuff? I'm doing a series of community posts this week on my YouTube channel. And what that is, it can either be a poll, it can be a quiz, it can be a text questionnaire kind of thing. And I saw this video where if you do more community type posts, then you can potentially get more people drawn to your channel. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm about 180 subscribers away from 15,000. And I'm about 8 videos away. I don't think that's including live streams. Maybe it's including live streams. I'm not sure, but I have to check on that. But I'm about 8 videos away from 1,000 video uploads on my channel, which I don't know if that really means anything in the long scheme of things, but it's just a good milestone to keep cranking out content that people want to watch, keep answering questions that people have about whether it's a Fractal or a Tone Master Pro, Helix, Kemper, Headrush, recording type stuff. I'm doing a series on the Alesis Strata Prime right now, which can be used for recording in the studio or be used at church, which is what I'm using it for at the moment. Our drummer bailed out and we need a drum kit. And I was like, hey, I have a drum kit that we can use. So, actually, I played drums this last Sunday for the worship service. And yes, I can play drums enough to be dangerous. And it felt great, sounded great. The mix turned out pretty good. So yeah, all kinds of good stuff here. I have a bass instrument on the way from Kiesel that we'll be reviewing here soon. I have quite a few Eastman instruments that I really like, but I'm selling 2 of them, but just because I don't need them and I already have all these other guitars. So it's the way it is. That is the way it is. All right, you Plus Song Quad Cortex. I don't know what you're saying, Roberto. I no longer have a quad cortex. I did have one about 2 years ago, about maybe a year and a half ago. But I felt like the switches were too close together, and it wasn't my. I didn't like the workflow of how the GUI interacted and what you had to do certain things. So I decided to sell that one off. I do have a Kemper stage, which I have not used I use very little since I've gotten it, actually. I probably shouldn't have bought it in the first place. It's one of those things where I had one before and then I sold it and then I wanted to get another one just to, I guess, make videos with or something. And I just hadn't really put in the time with it that I need to, especially for the price I paid for it, which is not smart. But it came with a gig bag, an expression pedal, and the unit itself. And, I felt it was a pretty good deal, but I just did not need to spend that money at the time. But I did anyway because I'm an idiot. So let me make the mistakes that you don't have to do, hopefully. But yeah, quad cortex. I mean, there's some good things going for it. But I am liking the Tone Master Pro, which is down here at my feet. I'll turn on the enchant. Actually, let me turn on the tremolo here. Just a good all-around tremolo. If you have a chance to get a guitar with a Wilkinson trim on here, then I would get that guitar because these things feel so smooth. They just knock it out. When you push down, there's nothing fighting you at all. It's just such a smooth push and release there. Position 2. I'm currently selling all the Reverends I have at the moment, but they've been on the market forever. And they're just not biting. But if I had to keep one, it would probably be this one. I just like a good Strat style guitar. And with the Fishman Influence pickups in there, that sound really nice. I think it's just a good overall guitar. Now, the reason why I'm investing more into into Kiesel guitars is they all come with stainless steel frets. And I can already see a little bit of fret wear on this one, which is really why I hadn't played it a whole lot. I want to try to keep it as clean as possible. So when I do sell it, people's like, oh, there's some fret wear on there. Can you take $500 for it? It's like, no, screw you, man. Whatever. I'm selling it for what I'm selling it for, and you're going to buy it or not, or just walk away. So anyway, but the more I play those D chords and those C's and G's and A's and F's and whatever else, you start wearing down the frets, and then you got to get a fret dress, and then the frets are lower than you really want them to be, and you got to change your whole setup. It's just, I don't want the hassle of nickel frets anymore in my life. So that's why I'm just buying Kiesels, which I know there's probably cheaper ways of getting stainless steel frets. But I just like the ease of mind that you never have to worry about fret dresses, fret replacements, any kind of issues with stainless steel frets. So to me, it's a good alternative to buying guitars with nickel frets. Even though this guitar is really, really good. I think there was a guy down in Bell Buckle. I think the Axe something, Axe Tech, Guitar Axe Tech something. I don't know, whatever his name is. He said it can do stainless steel frets for me for like $350, which I think is a pretty good deal. If you have a guitar that you're really wanting to keep, instead of paying $100 to $150 on a fret dress or however much they cost these days, I would say take the extra few $100s and just get stainless steel frets and never have to worry about fret dressing or fret work ever again. So that's just what I do. Jason, Reverend with SSS. Yes, that's right. So this is the Gil Paris signature model. He's a jazz rock guitar player out of New York. And this is just his signature specs that he wanted on this guitar. So clearly you can see it has an S-style body. And then it has the S-style pickups, but they are Fishman Fluence pickups. So they have zero noise. I'll go to my Soldano rig here. And there's a little bit of self noise there because of the gain, but you don't have any 60 cycle hum or anything weird like that. So you just got gain. Dwight Bailey's in the house. What's up, man? All Reverend is made in our country, but I never find that model in our country. Yeah. I think this exact model has been discontinued for some reason. Gil Paris has a signature what is it? The King, Club King. Signature Club King. And I think all these are made in... Yeah, it's Mer Music in Korea. So. Okay, let's get a little. Actually, let's do this. Let's go back to this rig. I'm going to go to a looper. Let's see if I can loop something real fast. Let's see. Let's go to the neck pickup, and we're going to do a... Let's see. I just lower the loop volume here. Cool. So there you go. A little loop-de-loop going on there. All right, now just to compare this guitar, let me switch over to a Kiesel Delos, which is kind of similar. Actually, I'll do the I'll do the Sunburst Delos here. My light turned off. It's fine. All right, so here is the Sunburst Delos. It does not have a Wilkinson trim, but it has a Kiesel Hipshot trim on it. Let's see if I can turn this light back on here. Let's see. There it goes. There it goes. Alright, so this guitar has something that Mark Kiesel made, and they're called Mark's Singles. So it's a true single coil pickup. I do have a knob I can switch out for this black one. But the same kind of feel on this Hipshot trim is very similar to the Wilkinson trim. It's just very smooth. It has a slight distance between the body. So it's just, I can pull it back, I can pull it down, and all that. So, let's see. Turn that off. And it also has a very nice flame maple neck, which the previous owner did sand down a little bit, and I can definitely feel that where he's sanded. Which I think it was too thick for him, so he was trying to reduce the width of the thickness of the neck. I would probably take some tung oil and douse that down, and maybe do a little bit of sanding, just to help smooth it out a little bit. But overall, it still feels really good. So, still feels really good. There's a check here. Sergi on Instagram, what's going on? And Dino580 on Instagram, what's up? I'm going to wave to these guys. What up, man? So anyway, S-Style guitars. I have a post on the community tab on my website, and it says basically, and I'll use this information for future videos probably, but it basically asks, what's your favorite body style? Was it a Strat, a Les Paul, or a Tele? And I think right now the S-Style guitar, or the Strat style, is winning, and that's probably out of 27 votes that I looked at earlier. I'll give it till tomorrow, or maybe I'll give it till the end of the week and see how many more votes we can get in, and see who, see what kind of body shape people really like. Because I have some other guitars that aren't Gibsons or Fenders, but they do provide the same kind of body shape style. So that's, There are alternatives out there if you don't want to buy a Gibson or a Fender. Very much like the Reverend Gil Parrish signature model. For all intents and purposes, it looks like a Fender Stratocaster, except it's a Reverend. And you can hear that little hum coming on the pickups there. Now, if I touch my fingers to the strings, it goes away. But that's one of the advantages that you get with a noiseless pickup or a Fishman style pickup, is they are totally noiseless, and you don't have to worry about any of that 60 cycle hum or static or just weird stuff that could get into your signal because of a single coil pickup. And more than likely what I'll do after this live stream is I'll go ahead and test out the Mark singles against the Fishman Fluence pickups in a video. Then I'll post that to the channel here in the next few days. And you guys can let me know, what do you prefer? Is it worth it upgrading to the Fishman Fluence pickups just to have that peace of mind of not, not having to deal with all the hum and all the extra noise and all that. So it is what it is. But you guys let me know any questions that you have, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Turn this down a bit. So let's do the same kind of thing. Let's do a little loop with the Mark singles here. Let's see. Nashville Overdrive, which is the ODR. Okay, here's the Klon. Okay, here's the Timmy. Chris Julian and Joe Stevens on the Instagram here. What's up, guys? Ask me your gear questions if you're not too busy. All right, bridge pickup. Back to Nashville Overdrive. Emily Qualls, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? Okay. There you go. That is a little jamming on some Mark's singles. So it still sound good. You just gotta be careful if you're in certain electrical environments, whether you get the extra 60 cycle hum or the extra noise or whatever it is. So let's see. By the way, I bought Tone Master Pro a few days ago after I saw your YouTube live. Nice. Thank you very much. I hope you use my affiliate links when you bought it. Come on. No, you don't have to. But if anyone who's watching now or in the future, I do have affiliate links in the description of all my videos to Amazon, Sweetwater, and Zounds.com. So if you want an easy way to support the channel without any extra cost to you, then click through my link first and then make your purchase, and then you're good to go. And I'm pretty sure if you click on my link, that will stay around for about 45 days. So even if you don't purchase anything right away, but you purchase first and then you maybe wait a week or two to buy something later, I still get credit for that. So that's kind of how that works. I do get the most percentage from Zounds.com, and they have very, very fast shipping and a great customer service there as well. Very much like Sweetwater does. So whether you like to purchase, whatever your preference is on where to buy things, there's some options there for you if you want to help support the channel. Let's see. Dwight says, do you have some guitars with vintage pickups in them? Thoughts, vintage. Well, these are technically supposed to be the vintage style voicing. And I would say the Fishman Fluence pickups are voiced to be that vintage sound. But they're noiseless, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. And to me, like the newer type pickups, they can sound more modern, or even not really just modern, but they can be wound a little bit hotter, so you get more juice out of them. And I think anything that's called vintage is just a lower wound pickup. It's not going to be as hot. It's not going to push the amps as much. Which means you have to turn the amp up more to get more power amp distortion instead of preamp distortion or overdrive, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think it's just I think at some point I was listening to a Phil McKnight podcast, the Know Your Gear podcast, and he had mentioned all these different ways of like, oh, tone wood matters more than this, or pickups matter more, speakers matter more. But at the end of the day, really a good setup is going to make the difference between if you like the guitar or not. It's not going to be because of the pickups. It's not going to be because of the wood. Looks can go a long way into a guitar. Like I chose this guitar specifically for the Sunburst style body. And then I saw the neck. I was like, well, that is a pretty nice neck. It's a cool looking neck, which I do need to hit it with some tongue oil. And then you got the hip shot trim, which is really smooth. And so yeah, it has to be the overall package to me. But whether the pickups are vintage or not, I don't think that's going to really matter a whole lot. Unless you're going for like a really vintagey surf type rock band or something. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I do so much recording nowadays where the microphone, the preamp you use, the kind of interface you have, the performance you get from all that stuff, by capturing all that. Not any one thing is going to make or break your overall sound. You could have the best guitar in the world, but if your fingers aren't up for the challenge of, getting all the notes out that you want and all the feeling that you want, then a $5,000 guitar is not going to make a difference. It might make you feel better. It might make you play better. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. But, performance has a big factor into all that as well, especially when you're recording. I'm currently using a very, very cheap bass to record with at work. And, it sounds good in the mix. And I'm sure it didn't cost more than a few $100s. It's not even mine. It's someone that I know that they're just not using it right now. So I'm using it at my disposal. But, things don't have to be expensive to sound good. They can be cheap and still get the job done. So anyway. All right, one more time. Let me switch to another guitar here. Take my headphones off. Oh man, it is hot. I think you can hear it in my voice. I'm getting tired. My ears are sweating from the headphones. My ears are sweating from the headphones. All right. Now this is an interesting sound. I'll probably do in the same video where I compare the other pickups. I'll probably include this guitar. This has Kiesel's S60 pickups in it, and they are true single coils. They're not humbucking at all, and they are kind of a medium wound in output and in voicing as well. And this is the neck pickup, and this guitar I thought it had a hip shot trim when I bought it, because I bought it off of Reverb, but it actually came with a Goto trim. And in order for me to have the same height off the body, I had to raise it up, which also meant I had to lower the saddles. And these saddles, the threads on here stick up too high, and they kind of eat into your hand. So I'm going to find some short barrel threads that I can put in there instead. And because they're pretty much all the way down against the bridge at this point. But, it is what it is. One of the main factors in getting this guitar was, one, it's blue. Two, it is ash body. So it's very pretty. And it also has a very, very dark roasted maple neck and fretboard. You can see that there. Very, very dark. So I thought that had a nice overall look in contrast with the blue body. And I could easily take this neck off and put it on the Sunburst style guitar. And I could do that. I could try to do that, but I like the guitar just as it is. So Dwight Bailey says, it's hot here and it's 99 degrees today. So, where are you located at, Dwight? And it looks like you have a Les Paul guitar in your picture. So that's cool. So yeah, S60 style, S60 neck and middle. And then it has a beryllium pickup humbucker in the bridge. And the berylliums are meant to be that more vintage voiced humbucker. Like a PAF kind of style. But this Goto trim, just like the Wilkinson trim and the hip shot trim, they're all very, very smooth feeling, which is what I like. So, let me go here. Let me kick on some. Let me go to the Nashville overdrive. That's one advantage that I really like about the hum single style guitars. So you got the hum single. is you can have the sweeter sounds on the neck and the middle positions, but when you kick it over to the bridge, you have the full humbucker, you know, just like nice and mid-rangey and pushing the amp and get more overdrive, which is great. And in the future, I may mod one of these tone knobs to be a push-pull, and that will allow the bridge pickup to be a single coil, or at least a split coil. So I can get true single coil sounds in any position while still getting a humbucker sound when I need it. So that might be a mod I do in the future. But for now, I probably wouldn't do that until I needed to change strings on this thing. And that's not going to be for a while anyway. So it'll probably be next year, maybe sometime till I do that mod. This is definitely a guitar I'm going to keep. It has the stainless steel frets on it, which are really nice, and it's just one of those keeper guitars that it's just beautiful. It plays great, sounds great. I love the trim system. I like the gold hardware on it, and it is just a very nice looking playing guitar. So yeah, that's the way it goes. All right, let's do some looping here. Let's see. There you go. A little blues action for you. Let's see. I have written a bunch of songs. You can check them out if you get a chance. Yeah. Send me a link either on Facebook Messenger or you can send me a message on my website, drmcfarlandstudios.com, and there's like a little chat box there. You can talk to me through that way. Let's see. Yeah, I got Les Paul guitars, Jackson Randy Rhodes guitars, and Fender guitars. Nice. Gotta have them all, man. They're like ties. You gotta have different color ties and different designs, and guitars can be like accessories to a wardrobe. You gotta have a black one and a red one and a neon green, whatever colors you want. Writing a bunch of songs. I use Ditto Looper pedal and Beat Buddy drum. Let me move this down. There we go. It's out of my face. My pun back in tracks. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Beat Buddy, that's a great little pedal there. You can do a lot of stuff. Francis is in the house. What up, man? I saw you did some jamming the other night. I didn't get to catch it yet, but I'll check it out a little bit later. I think they know each other. This is getting dangerous. Getting dangerous. Okay, let's switch guitars one more time. Because we can. Because we can, yeah, yeah. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Getting wound up here. All right, so this is a Les Paul tribute to a Les Paul, but it's not a Les Paul, nor is it a tribute. So this is my Kiesel. So you can see there's a Kiesel. This is a CS3 model, and yes, it looks like a Les Paul style body. It basically looks like a Les Paul studio kind of guitar, but this has a black metallic finish. You can't really see it. You can see a little bit, but there's like metal metallic, glowy things all over the place. So when the light hits it just right, you're not going to be able to see that from that angle. But yeah, it looks cool. It's a cool option. I had a Les Paul traditional earlier this year, maybe late last year. And I was like, all right, when I sell that guitar, I'm buying a Kiesel, because once again, I don't want to deal with the nickel frets and the fret dressing and all that stuff. So this is my Les Paul replacement guitar. And it's got mahogany body. It has a walnut and maple stripe, 5-ply stripe across the back. So it's very, very smooth. All the Kiesel guitar necks are basically tongue gold. So they just have this baby butt smooth feel to them. Feel pretty good. So and I opted for the traditional tone and volumes. So that way I could do the woman tone kind of thing, where I would turn down the tone on the neck pickup and then putting it in the middle position. And you can see the headstock allows for the strings to go straight through the nut instead of having that hard break at the nut. So it's definitely an upgrade from a Gibson Les Paul style guitar. Not having to deal with the tuning issues. All my Kiesel stay in tune perfectly. They never go out of tune. I very rarely have to tune them at all, which is awesome. So it's definitely something you pay for when you get a custom guitar like that you just, you got stainless steel frets. You have no tuning issues at the nut. It just all stays in tune really well. They look great. They play great. But I will check the tuning on this one. What's up, Instagram folks? How you doing out there? I got people piping in every once in a while, but now these guitars pretty much stay out of their case and on a guitar rack at all times. So as the temperature fluctuates, I expect a little bit of, tuning I have to do every once in a while. But once I get them tuned and I'm performing, I don't have to worry about them slipping out of tune again. I once had a Les Paul Supreme guitar that was basically a $4,000 guitar-ish at the time. Probably $5,000 now. And it just would not stay in tune. I would record a pass of a guitar take or a solo, and then I'd be like, man, it's out of tune. So I have to tune it again, record another thing, still out of tune. It was just like, I'm done with it. I just sold the crap out of that thing and forgot about it. So, and the bad thing was, it was a prize for winning a slogan contest at work. Because I actually worked for Gibson Guitars for almost 10 years. And that was just one of the things that I was able to win during that time I worked there. And I was like, hey, if you're going to get a free guitar, you might as well get a really expensive one. So I got the Les Paul Supreme, and it is a real beauty. It looked really nice. But after a while, it was just the tuning would just not cooperate with me. So I had to let it go. Oh no, I sold all my Headrush units. It feels weird. Oh man. All right, well, what are you using now, Francis? What are you using now? Yeah, I feel like at this point, Headrush is still a great unit for what it is, but it is behind even $200 units over here that has like the desktop editor and like way more features that, I mean, Headrush just keeps cramming more and more crap into each firmware that really is not, yes, it's functional. Yes, people can use it if they really want. But they're not getting like core features in there that keep up with all these other units. Instead, they just keep adding more and more weird stuff. And it's kind of getting tiring, honestly. Now, even though the Tone Master Pro does not have scenes, like traditional scenes, like a fractal or a helix or Headrush does or whatever else. It has some cool features on it, and it now has a desktop editor, which it's had for a while. But now in the latest update, it has a phone app, which I can. All right, sorry, Instagram, I'm shutting you down. I'm gonna shut you down, boy. I'm not gonna share it. All right, so let me click this on here. Okay, cool. So if you go to the Pro Control, there's a Pro Control app here, which is really neat. See what it's going to say. What is it going to say? Connecting. Yep, there we go. So there I am. So I can literally take anything on here and I can move it around. And it just moved on the unit down there, which is awesome. I can move it back. Right? I can click on an amp. Get it out of my face. And then I can change the dials on my phone. And it controls it on the unit in real time. Which is just kind of nuts. I'm actually going to change the cab to a 1x12 cab because I can. So it's still a Princeton reverb head. I'm actually going to do this. Let's do this. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Okay. So, yeah, I can pull this up on an iPad, have it on an iPad stand, like on my microphone stand or something. I mean, I don't do it for that, but I could. If you're a singer out there that wants to control something on your Tone Master Pro real fast, you can just have it on your phone, on your iPad, control it in real time without having to bend over, and it's a beautiful thing. I can go and save stuff and all right, let's do one more loop here. Let's do a all right, let's do a 2/5 2/5 kind of progression. To my Soldano rig. All right. Stop that mumbo jumbo. So in the last update of Tone Master Pro, they added the Soldano amp, which is amazing. And then they have the orange Rocker Verb 50. And then on this other rig, I have the Fender Princeton Reverb, which is not new, but it's just a good clean amp. So turn off that enchanter. So honestly, for recording, I got 3 presets here. I can do any number of stacking with the pedals. I can switch to a totally different amp. All right, so right now I want to change. I'm going to change my reverb on here. So I'm going to tap, go to replace. And I'm going to go to a cloud reverb, which is what I like. And now we sound like this. And I can save it. I can go back to my other preset and save that with the pedals off. Go to my Soldano. Yeah. So really, I mean, I could do metal, I could do all kinds of stuff, and those rigs do me good. So let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, what is Francis done here? Okay, going back. Okay. I am using my regular pedal board with a Boss IR2. Cool. I have not tried one of those yet, but I'm sure it is just fine. It works just fine. 10-4, I just got that pedal board too. Cool. Basically on my Fender preset here, I basically have it set up like a pedal board. I have 4 different drives, and on the Tone Master Pro they have a thing called Switch Link, which automatically turns off the previous pedal that you had on. So it basically just toggles between however many pedals you have within that Switch Link bank. So I have the Klon, the Timmy, the ODR, not ODR, yeah, Noble's ODR, and then a Princeton Tone kind of pedal. So then I have a tremolo coming from the amp. And then I have a celestial reverb, which I'm going to edit on my phone because I can, because it's freaking cool. Okay, bring that down. Pitch decay. Okay, cool. I can save that. Actually turn it off and then save it. And then I have a digital delay. I'm not playing the edge, I promise. Let's see. My pedal chain is a Vox 487, so that's a wah-wah, into a JHS Solo Boost, to a Boss SD1, that's a great pedal, and to Boss IR2, and then the Boss IR2 effects loop, I have the Line 6, the Line 6 HX1, so that's a good option. Strymon Volante and a Strymon Blue Sky. Bam. There you go. So with that HX1, you can pretty much make it any effect you want, I think. All kinds of cool stuff there. Blue Sky is a great pedal. Never owned one, but I did have a Strymon Flint, which is a reverb and a tremolo in one. Yeah. Jordan Jobs in the house. What's up, man? How is your Black Star stuff going? Coming along. I've been thinking about getting either Tone OTS amp or Amplified Nation amp. Nice. I looked into Seria Tone stuff long time ago, like over 10 plus years ago. And I'm not sure if you're asking me or not, but uh, I never tried the Amplified Nation stuff. I've heard good things about them. I'm sure they're fine. If you have to have an amp in the room option, um, I mean, with the kind of pedal board you have, you can get away with just a good Fender amp if you wanted to. But if you're wanting more of like a Marshall kind of sound or Friedman kind of sound, then, do whatever. Do whatever you think you got to do, man. Okay, great. So a Mesa Boogie Badlander rectifier running 4 cable with the HX Stomp for all wets and a tumnus for drive. All MIDI control with the EHX SS. Yeah. So EHX SS. I know there's like a switcher that they have. I'm not sure exactly what that's called. Maybe the SS is like a small type thing. I'll have to look into that later. But I've heard great things about the Badlander. If I could have, if I could have a dual rectifier, a orange rocker verb, and I don't know what else, what I want to really have. Like if I wanted to have a real tube amp, what would I get? I'm just not sure. I definitely want a PV6505 of some sort because I like that sound. I don't need amps at this point in my life for anything. And for recording, I just prefer going direct. I know the Mesa Boogie Mark 7 does have a XLR output on it. So you can use it for silent recording if you needed to, which I kind of like that aspect of it. But for $3,000 to $4,000, I mean, I don't need anything like that. I don't need it. Now through Zanows.com, I could probably get one for a review, but still, I don't know if I would keep it because I just don't know if I would want to do that. I could technically have a 2x12 cab over here, and then stack some heads on top of it. And maybe have like an amp switcher unit. I can like quickly go between different amp heads. But I am I'm so set on the amp modeling stuff that I just don't need anything else. I don't need anything else for recording or for playing or for practicing or for teaching or anything. Yeah. I will more than likely put the Kemper stage back on Marketplace and try and sell that off. I just don't need it. I've been trying to sell my Fractal setup for many months now. No bites on that. I've been trying to sell my Helix floor for a little while. No bites on. Well, I've had a few bites, but no one wants to give me what I want for it. Because it's basically a brand new unit and it comes with a gig bag. And I'm selling that for $1,400. Just come and take it. Don't have to pay the tax on it. Don't have to pay any shipping. Just come take it for $1,400. But no buyers on that. So, yeah, I think at this point, just staying with my Headrush units so I can keep doing my videos and my monthly live streams. And then just utilizing the Tone Master Pro for everything else. Just to have another option and to make videos with. This gives me everything I need. So, and plus I have I have tons of AmpSim plugins. I have the new Hyperrig Kiesel from Polychrome DSP. I have the McFarland suite from Polychrome DSP. I have Amplitude 5. I have, what's the name of this? I have Revolver from Headrush. I can use as a plugin. I have Fortin Cali Suite from Neural DSP. I have S-Gear from wherever that guy is, Shuffham's gear, Shuffham amps. I have so many options that I can just sit down at any desktop, play through a plugin if I want to, and still get great tones for recording. So it's not like I need to have physical amps for anything. Yeah, super switcher. That's what that is. But you only have like one pedal. You only have like 2 pedals. So I guess you're really using the super switcher for your MIDI switching, even though you just have an HX stomp in a loop, and then you have your boost pedal in the loop, your clon or whatever it was. The Badlander has an XLR out and 9 preset cab sims on the amp. Can run 25 watt or 10 watt. Yeah, that's nice. So I'm sure it's great for live use and for recording, whatever you want. 2 channel with 3 settings per channel. No cab on the stage, just the head. That's cool. So you don't have to have a speaker load to use the amp, apparently. So that's really good. That gives me an idea, though. I might borrow one from Zounds.com because I am an affiliate with them, so I can pretty much get anything I want and review it and then just send it back, or keep it and just pay the tax on it. But that would be a cool experiment to see, can you really hear the difference in a recording if you record with a tube amp, even if you are using an XLR output, and versus the amp modeler. Is there really that big of a difference? So for example, let me save this real fast, and let's go list view. Let's go down here to an empty preset. And yes, I'm going to make a preset right here on the live. Doc Mezza. Let's just call it Doc Mezza for now. And we'll go into it. So I have a totally blank preset here. You can't really see that. All right, so add a block. I'm going to go to an amp head, and I'm going to go to a double rec, because that's what I do. And then I'm going to go to cabinet, and I'm going to choose the what am I going to choose? A Mega V30. And then let me add my reverb real fast. I really like the cloud reverb, even though it's technically probably meant to be used for like ambient type stuff. I just like it overall. All right, so here's my Mezza Boogie. And let me turn the amp level up here all the way. Something like that. Preset settings. Let's turn this all the way up. Yeah, let's turn the amp level back down just a smidge. This is great having it on the phone. This is so easy. If Headrush doesn't do this within the next year, they're idiots. Seriously. Headrush needs to have a desktop editor and a phone app like immediately, because there's no reason why they can't do it. It's literally just a Bluetooth type thing, which the Core and the Prime now have. So what are you waiting on? Wow. Okay, not too bad. I'm going to change the gain here. I'm going to turn down the bass, turn up the mids. Now, I know this is not, exactly like a tube amp, but I'm going to go to a tube screamer, turn down the overdrive. Now, if you get some drums going with that and you get a bass and you get a singer and some other stuff, I really seriously doubt that you're going to ever tell that that's not a real tube amp in the mix. So yeah, I like it. Doc Mesa. Keep it simple. Let's add a delay real fast. I can literally just do all this in like a matter of seconds. Go in. Let's turn down the mix a little bit. Jordan, do you use in-ears on stage at all? The Neural DSP Morgan plugin, I'm sure, sounds amazing. But honestly, the Hyper-Rig Kiesel does everything I need at the moment. It just sounds really, really good. Yeah, so the Super Switcher does all the MIDI stuff, so that's good. Hey, thanks, Dwight, for subscribing. That's amazing. Let me know what kind of questions you have or what kind of videos you want me to make in the near future, and I will get cracking on that. Jordan says, I sure do. Maybe are you referring to you can hear the difference between a tube amp and a modeler in a mix, or what are you saying? I currently have a few things in review from Zounds.com, so I kind of need to send back a few things. And then I would definitely get a Badlander for a few months and try it out. And really do like a deep dive on, can a tube amp still sound better in a mix when you're recording versus the amp modeler? That'd be a great little experiment. Oh, IEMs, yeah. I'm sure you do, so. Alright, so this rig right here basically just has a tube screamer, an amp, a cab, a delay, and a cloud reverb, and it's money. It is money. Time is it? 10:08. Not too bad. Been going for about an hour and a half. But you guys just keep chatting it up. So the nights that y'all keep asking questions and keep talking, that's why I can go a little bit longer. But if I don't hear anything from anybody, then it's time to pack it up and go to bed. All right, so let's go back here. There we go. Bank down. Here's the, let me save that real fast. Here's the Soldano. And then bank back down. Here's the Mesa. Bank back this way. All right, let's go dial this in a little bit here. Let's raise the gain. Let's turn the bass down, the treble up. something like that. And we will also turn the amp level down. Turn on the tube screamer. Cool. So you can hear in a Rock Reverb 50 that there's a little bit more bark on the upper mid range on an orange amp. Because the Soldano has more of a scoopy. It's actually a brighter sound, but it also sounds scoopier. I can also change that by changing my microphone type to SM7B. So that's going to make it a little bit brighter. Not so dark sounding because it's the Royer ribbon mic. Let's check the microphone on this one. Still got SM7B on there. I will pull it back a little bit. Cool. I'm just checking things out. All right, I like it. I like it. Let's see here. I actually run direct TRS from the headphone out on the amp to a Headrush 1112 for my own personal wedge, and then the XLR goes to the mixer to our ears. Yep. These new Headrush speakers, which you can't see, but I have both the 12 and the 108 over here for a review from Zanows.com. And what I like about the speakers is whatever volume you're sending out of your head into the speaker, it's just passing on through to the through the XLR out, and then the volume on the back is actually how loud the actual speaker is. So you can turn the speaker volume all the way down, and it still sends the same signal volume out of the XLR out, which is amazing. I don't remember if the old versions of the speaker did that or not, or maybe it did. I just didn't pay attention all that much. But that's really, really great, because then you can actually control the stage volume with the volume knobs on the back, and then know that you're still sending a nice full signal out of the XLR out on the speaker to the front of house mixing board or IEM mixer on the side of the stage, or whatever you're doing. So it's a good option. It's a good option there. Dwight Bailey sounds good. I'm just listening on phone speakers, and that sounds great. Yes, it does. Yeah, the Reverend mic sounds way more compressed. It does sound a little bit darker. So I changed the mic to a SM7B. Actually, what is it on this one? It is, let me change it. SM7B. I'll pull it back about 2 inches away from the cap edge. So you can hear on this one now, it's a little bit brighter sound, but what I can do is I can take this high cut and I can just pull it down a little bit, maybe around 5K. And that's going to knock off any extra brightness. this Enchanter, I love doing this on the phone because it's very convenient. But this Enchanter volume needs to come down just a little bit. Let's try about 28%. Save it there. See, I got a Klon. Can't see that. Can you see it? Yeah, a little bit. So you got a Klon there. Let's turn the treble down. Turn the output up. The gain is about 10 o'clock. So really at this point, the Klon is more of like a clean boost. And then you got the Enchanter, which is your transparent mid-range kind of overdrive. Then the Noble's OD. Then the Royal Tone, which is set on the distortion mode. Then I have an Amp XY option on this Tone Master Pro to where I can actually change parameters on either an amp or a pedal just by hitting the switch again. So I'm doing an Amp XY, which gives me a clean, or the gain or the volume all the way up on the amp. All right, let me do a little loop. So that's just what that option is. I can either go clean amp or go amp kind of cooked a little bit. And I can still kick in my pedals. So yeah, this one preset kind of gives me a lot of options to choose from there, which is great. Let's see. All right, I'm getting tired, and plus I'm getting thirsty. Doc, do you know if the Tone Master Pro sounds like the actual Tone Master amps? I can't confirm or deny, but I'm sure they have the same kind of technology going on. So I don't see why not. I'm not sure how nerdy you are with pickups, but I switched my EMG 81s out on my Schecter for an EMG 57. Holy McDonald, all the difference in the world really gives that broader classic rock rhythm sound. Pickups can sound The pickups can make a difference. That's what Philip McKnight was talking about last Friday on his Know Your Gear podcast. Pickups can make a difference. Speakers can make a difference. Wood types can make a difference to some people. But a great setup, really makes a huge difference to how the guitar feels. But yes, if you're not liking a set of pickups, then, experimenting a little bit with, I really like Seymour Duncan and also DiMarzio websites, because for each pickup type, Kiesel does this as well, but for each pickup type, they show you the ohm rating or the resistance rating and also the EQ curve of there. So they're like, okay, this pickup has less bass but more treble. This pickup has more mid-range, more bass, but maybe just slightly more treble than this other one. Just stuff like that. So you can't really tell all the time what a pickup's going to sound like just based on the specs, but you can pretty much get a good idea of what a guitar would sound like, or a pickup would sound like in a certain guitar. How hot it is. Is it a 7K ohm pickup, or is it a 15 like a Jeff Beck, like a JB humbucker? Those Jeff Becks are super hot. And apparently they're one of the most recorded pickups in like the last few decades. So, there you go. But yeah, I've never tried the EMG stuff in any guitars. I think 81s are used by Metallica, if I'm not mistaken. But if you say a 57 sounds better to you than anything else, then that's great. That's what you wanted to get then. Alright, so now for example, let's say I got my Fender amp preset. I have my Rocker Verb 50. Right? I got my Soldano. Which actually they sound pretty similar. And then I have my Mesa Boogie. Which I would say the Mesa Boogie and the Soldano sound more different than the Rocker Verb and the Soldano. They just sound different to me. So. I would really have to use the same cab and the same microphone and then just change the head out. That would make it more fair of a comparison. Because right now I have an orange 4x12 versus a Mesa 4x12. And they're just going to sound different no matter what I do. Even if the amp settings were roughly the same, you're still going to get a different sound because it's a different cab. So that's what I'm saying. Like, pickups can sound... Yes, they can sound different, but just changing the speaker out or using a different cabinet will drastically alter your sound even more than just a pickup swap. Especially in a digital modeler, because you have that convenience of actually changing the microphone type and moving the microphone around, depending on which modeler you have. But pretty much the Helix, the Fractal, the Tone Master Pro, and the Quad Cortex can all have a movable mic. Right now, you can move the mic on a headrush if you use a Revolver speaker cab, but you can't do that on the stock speakers. So that's the way it is on that. But see, what I would do with that kind of sound is I would record one pass, pan it hard left, and then another pass, pan it hard right. And then you got this nice big sound because you have contrasting tones that, just sound good together in the mix. So, which is really what you want to do when you're recording. playing Collective Soul, I swear. YouTube algorithm. No, the Mesa amp is with a it's with the Mesa cab. So that's what I'll have to do. Is I'll have to make. I more than likely just have one rig, because you can add multiple different amp heads in one preset on a Tone Master Pro, which is great. And then I can just have one cab and put the heads in a switch link group, and then just quickly and easily switch between the different heads. That'll probably be like either a YouTube short, or it might just be a very short 3 to 4 minute video. Kind of give a little setup on what I'm doing, then give the sound examples, then get a short outro, and then call it good. And then I can take that video and make a short out of it, so you can just get the brunt of the main topic there. So yeah, all right, guys, I'm fading here. So an hour and 41 minutes. Thanks everyone for checking out the stream. Thank you all for your questions. Thank you Instagram people that came and said hi, which wasn't a lot, but it's fine. Just a reminder, I do have links in my description to Sweetwater, Amazon, and Zounds.com. I prefer if you use Zounds over the others, because I get more commission off of that one, but you do whatever you want to do. Anything to help support the channel is great. If you're not subscribed already, then hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification, so you'll get notified next time I release a video or go live, which I will go live again this Thursday to do my Headrush tone sculpting rigs, and that'll be a fun night. So check back again on the channel on Thursday when I go live for my Headrush stuff. And I have plenty of courses on my website as well, if you want to learn about music theory, if you want to learn about recording, and all kinds of other stuff on there. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you have a great night and a great rest of your week. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Keep rocking.